The village of Hollow Creek did not appear on most maps. Travelers spoke of it only in hushed tones, and those who passed near it rarely stayed long enough to learn its name. It rested deep within a valley, swallowed by dense forest and a silence that felt unnatural. Even the wind seemed reluctant to pass through. On a cold autumn evening in the year 1771, a lone traveler arrived at its edge. His name was Elias Thorne. He had been walking for days, guided only by fading directions and a rumor, whispers of a village that hid something valuable or something cursed. As he stepped onto the narrow dirt path leading into Hollow Creek, a strange feeling settled over him. The air grew heavier. The forest behind him fell quiet, and ahead the village waited. Small stone houses lined the path, their windows dimly lit by flickering candles. Smoke rose lazily from chimneys, yet there was no sound of laughter, no chatter of families, no signs of life beyond movement behind curtains. Elias tightened his grip on his coat. Something was wrong. A woman standing near a doorway noticed him first. Her eyes met his, and for a brief moment fear flashed across her face. She quickly turned away, pulling her child inside and shutting the door. One by one others followed. Doors closed, windows darkened, and within seconds the street was empty. Elias stood alone. "Strange welcome," he muttered. Further ahead at the heart of the village stood an old well. Its wooden frame creaked softly as if disturbed by an unseen force. The rope swayed gently, though there was no wind. Elias approached it, peering into its darkness. He heard nothing. No water, no echo, just silence. "Don't!" a voice whispered behind him. Elias turned sharply. An old man stood a few steps away, his posture bent, his face worn by years, and something heavier. "You shouldn't look inside," the man said. "Why not?" Elias asked. The old man hesitated, then quietly replied, "Because some things are meant to stay buried." Before Elias could question him further, the man turned and disappeared into the fog. That night Elias found shelter in a small abandoned cottage at the edge of the village. Sleep did not come easily. Strange sounds crept through the walls, soft whispers, distant footsteps, and once, a faint cry that echoed through the night before being abruptly silenced. By morning the village appeared almost normal again. Almost. Elias wandered through the streets observing. The villagers avoided him. No one spoke, no one smiled, and no one went near the well. It didn't take long for Elias to notice something else. There were no children playing, no animals roaming, no signs of life beyond the bare minimum. It was as if the village existed but did not live. Determined to uncover the truth, Elias began searching. Inside an abandoned house near the church, he found his first clue. An old wooden chest, half buried beneath dust and debris. Inside it, letters, dozens of them. Most were faded beyond reading, but one remained intact. Elias carefully unfolded it. The handwriting was rushed, desperate. "They made us do it. We had no choice. The forest demanded it, and now it won't stop." Elias frowned. "What won't stop?" he whispered. A sudden creak behind him made him freeze. He turned, but no one was there, only the door slowly swinging open. That evening, Elias followed a path leading into the forest. Something was drawing him there. The deeper he went, the thicker the fog became. The trees twisted unnaturally, their branches clawing at the sky like skeletal hands. Then he saw them. Symbols carved into the bark of trees, circles within circles. Strange markings that seemed almost alive. Elias reached out to touch one, and instantly, a memory flashed before his eyes. Villagers gathered in the forest, torches burning, faces filled with fear, and at the center a young woman, bound. Crying, "No," Elias whispered, stumbling back. The vision vanished, but the truth was beginning to form. He followed the markings deeper until he found it. a hidden entrance beneath a fallen tree, a tunnel dark, silent, waiting. Elias lit a torch and stepped inside. The air was thick with decay. The walls were lined with bones, human bones. At the end of the tunnel, a chamber, and in the center, a shallow pit. Elias approached slowly. Inside the pit were remains, dozens of them, and among them, a locket. He picked it up, opening it carefully. Inside was a portrait of the same young woman from his vision. Her eyes seemed almost alive, watching, accusing. Suddenly, footsteps echoed behind him. Elias turned. The villagers stood at the entrance, dozens of them, silent, watching. "You were not meant to find this," the old man said, stepping forward. Elias clenched the locket. "What is this place?" he demanded. The old man's voice trembled. "A mistake. Years ago the crops failed. The animals died. The forest changed. We were desperate. So you killed her?" Elias snapped. The old man closed his eyes. "We sacrificed her." Silence filled the chamber. "And it worked," another villager whispered. "The land healed." But Elias said slowly, "It didn't end there." The old man shook his head. "No, she never left." A cold wind rushed through the tunnel. The torch flickered violently, and then a whisper, soft, close. "You should not have come." Elias froze. The ground beneath him trembled. The bones in the pit began to shift. The villagers stepped back in fear. "She's waking," someone whispered. Elias dropped the locket. The earth cracked open, and from the darkness, something moved, a shadow, not fully human, not fully anything. Elias ran through the tunnel into the forest. Branches tore at his clothes as he fled. Behind him, the village erupted in screams. He didn't look back. He couldn't. Hours later, he reached the edge of the forest. The sun was rising, and Hollow Creek was gone. No houses, no well, no church, nothing, just empty land. As if it had never existed. Elias stood there, breathing heavily, trying to understand. Then he noticed something in his hand. The locket. He stared at it in horror. Slowly, it opened on its own. The portrait inside had changed. It was no longer the young woman. It was him, and behind the image, a whisper.